Okay, and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Redshire in round 112, where we killed 400 infantry and had 4 decisions awaiting us. This is a continuation of the self-imposed challenge that I've applied to myself, Shadow Empire, what I will refer to as people, but people re-min-roll the population on this planet, while also putting on the setting for low resources, which is mainly low resource richness. Right now, we've actually had to use a fate card to get a mine with a availability of over, like, 4. And then decided to be on a water well, so we got plenty of water, and that's about it. We discovered a model-type light aircraft. We're probably not going to build that. Maybe not even design it anytime soon. Rising more colonists there. Now that's a little worrisome. So that is the person we're at war with, and that is basically another front preparing to open up on us.
Roger that.
With this,
Roger that.
we'll have a little troops down here, upgrade to the new army unit types. You need a foot 3. Secret Service will be balanced as such. I don't want light aircraft. We're actually looking for helicopters kind of here, so we'll do no new orders until we get helicopters. Charismatic Union Chief. We have 16% chance, it looks like here, to not piss off the people if we refuse his demands. We are still going to do that role. I want commerce, I don't really want government and heart.
Order received.
And we did fail, so there's a little more work on happiness there. I think we have it to spare, so that shouldn't hopefully be too much of a problem. We can't do that back to back to back, of course. Yeah, close enough. 48. We really want it 50 or above, but 48 is close enough. Okay, professional army, carry air attack here.
Requesting backup.
No luck as of yet. Which of course means we need more replacements.
Requesting backup.
All the troops at the front, the main front, are leveled up. We are going to continue to try to move towards getting peace with these guys, at least a temporary peace. We need to get their opinion over 25 for that. And I don't have the card to do that. So this would be a 11% chance of success. We don't want a failure, so we're not going to roll it. Or we don't want a critical failure. And we have better odds of rolling critical failure than a regular than a success at the moment, so that's not happening. And then I think we're going to say we're going to do an aggression with you. You're not quite on board with that. We could do a scientific cooperation, but I don't want them having your attack. If we don't have an aggression pact, we can't get an aggression pact. We don't want them having your attack. Especially someone who I think is openly hostile to us. The people we're at war with, these guys were only blackmailers. I'll go back to blackmailing them when we get them calmed down. These guys are openly hostile, so if we get aboard with them, they're probably declaring on us. And they are slowly working towards us, so we gotta be careful. We were building and have completed a metal mine here. We do want to go ahead and upgrade that just again. And probably again. Afterwards. think we can take it all the way up to the city level, which is 4 here. So we'll probably do that.
Affirmative.
Now, that's going to require 2 more machines.
Roger that.
We do have the resources on board to build that, so we just do that. Oh, my machine guns are now updated. So I should do a mass upgrade of all the machine guns. There's only 10 of them to upgrade, but we can get them all upgraded. This will defend the cities better, because the machine guns are currently what's in the city. And I'm pretty sure that was a massive upgrade. As far as the machine guns are concerned. Yeah, 8 times better. 8 times better. So yeah, the city should be a little bit more better, or a little bit better defended now. Nothing really there. Corp Tech, let's roll that.
Roger that.
Just gave us VidCom broadcasting. Okay, so now we don't need to research it. I have to say, the corporation techs there have not necessarily been the best of choices. It's definitely been worse. Definitely could have imagined a worse tech. Granted, I think we've hit the worst techs. We've already hit physical storage, which is usually when I pass up on and never pick up. Unless it's a really long game. And then we got gas-powered small arms, which was a tech I've already bypassed, and was like, yeah, I don't need that, and gave it to me as well. But yeah, VidCom broadcasting at least is something that's going to be useful eventually. We obviously have enough here that we could discover stuff in machinery. Probably once we finish water soil and on hydroponics, we're going to balance tech research and discovery with the hopes to try to find some of these. Geotectonics is cheaper roads. Water purification is ability to extract water from rivers and bodies of water. I think that's what it is. Might be getting that confused with a different one. I'm pretty sure it's that one. I think this is bodies of water. Water energy, or volcanic energy, is not really useful for us, and I haven't seen volcanoes. We'll probably pass in power banks, although power banks might be a little bit tempting to build. We do have a power surplus right now that doesn't have anywhere to go. We don't have an oil problem. The civilian sector is generating a lot of oil from us. Although we do want to probably research 4 in here so we can get an automation. Mining automation or robotization is great. Automated lit is great. Industrial robotization is great. The robotization techs are basically adds 100% extra production. On everything, right? So those are techs we want to get to, plus battle dress. And yeah, I think this is where we're going to cycle the turn. We'll see how the situation evolves. Since we got into a cohesive defensive line, they've definitely been advancing slower. This is now their turn, so we're going to see them start to advance if they're advancing. Okay, so they're closing the gap, but they're not attacking. We probably have enough reconnaissance on them that I can see what the quality of the troops are. I suspect it's probably our troops are just higher quality. And no fire, presumably exchanged that in turn. We have 4 decisions on round 113. Industrial accident, which is never great.
Copy that. Wilco.
Order received.
Having full support to mitigate it, and roll to failure, so danger, unrest, population dying, although not much danger, not much people dying, or danger. And that's... this person's roll is not as good as the other governor's roll. Let's look at these light infantry. So they're rocking around with shoots in 4s, which are 100 to attack. Okay, so now I'm thinking a little bit less that our troops are just better quality, because that's more than ours, which are only 78. So that's 100 versus 78. They're walking around with Gauss rifles and common armor just as us, so our troops are apparently pretty bad. And then they do have some grenadiers, which are like generation 2.5. They got the automatic rifles, but common armor as well. Okay, I'm gonna contemplate doing a attack move here. There is some open terrain here. We do have defensive terrain versus their more open terrain on this portion here, so we can try to punish the guys who hold positions here by shooting them up with armored vehicles to minimize losses that we take. And we only got overture as a way to try to raise their opinion, so we're not even moving towards peace right now.
We're under fire. Requesting backup. All clear, sir.
Okay, that batch dealt with. Okay, we do have some more colonists that we'll go ahead and embed.
Order received.
Private advancement again in the expansion. And we're continuing to improve that iron mine. So the existing portion... oh, the iron mine upgrades cost metal. Oh dear. Yeah, we're still going to want to keep upgrading it. The existing portion generated 94 metal. So, we've decided we want to build more industry, so that's going to be the delay there. So we're basically metal throttle right now. We got plenty of industry, so that means I can build roads to wherever I want, but arming new troops and taking it back line to the expanding the mine, I suppose. Don't think the peripheral mine needs to be worked yet. That's the new mine that I just built. And we got like 15 turns where oil is going to be an issue. A little bit of delay, so we delayed that construction by a turn because we didn't have enough metal on hand. Didn't see that it costs metal. And we have the most people, although number 2 is catching up on enough on planet to almost balance the population. So we may not hold spot number 1 for particularly long at the current rate. And the person we're fighting has got 1/4 of our population. At this point, I think they've gone ahead and just emergency drafted up a bunch of population, which is why their troop count is so large. I don't think they're going to be able to sustain that manpower pool, but we can't sustain arming or ground control, which is a different problem. Water is reasonably high priced. I could push a bunch of water into market. Or where's the stockpile limit? We'll hold off on trying to sell water. I don't want to completely crash the price too early, and trickling it into the market once we hit stockpile full is probably the best way to do it anyway. Okay, let's cycle the turn. We'll see how the enemy repositions, given the fact we've just deployed a bunch of tanks to, or tanks and, well, the tanks and the armored cars to one specific spot in the front line. They may decide, instead of waiting for us to attack them, to attack us, because we have weakened portions of the front line. Or they're just going to approach a different portion of the front line, and I'm going to have to panic out some more infantry. Oh, no, they did attack. And our forces failed to hold. Oh, that's not good. That is not good at all. Okay. We've lost 800 infantry, 20 tanks. We have one decision awaiting us. And they've actually cut that force off. Okay.
Requesting backup.
No luck there. We're gonna try and attempt another break-in. We may be losing those infantry units, and that's a big problem if we lose those infantry units.
Yes, sir.
Not sure how much I
Take cover. Requesting backup.
believe the number count here. We're being told there's like one subunit of infantry there. We click on it, we're saying there's 500 there. Okay, so I don't think I believe the troop count report.
Order received.
And here probably delay. Well, actually, we didn't really suffer a secondary delay. It's just been delayed the way it was before. Okay.
clear, sir.
Okay. So yeah, we're gonna see if we can break out there. I don't have high hopes. And if we don't break out, then we're gonna have to try to just keep pulling back. We do have... Well, we'll start taking bellies in the next round. So next round's the last. Yeah, the last round where we're basically gonna have these guys operating at vaguely anywhere near optimal efficiency. So they either break out in the next round or they don't. The HQ is probably doomed. We're probably not getting the HQ out, even if we do a break-in. Yeah, that's a problem. And it's not a problem we can fix easily.
Roger that.
I may need to tack back towards... Yeah, we're gonna have to tack back towards major diplomacy so we can get the bribes that we need to get this to enter into a peace.
Standing by. Order received. Order received.
At least while we try to build up the metal supply. Because we've bunged through a bunch of metal real quick, and we don't have replacements for it. Okay, I'm thinking of raising... We built some tanks up for when we lost the tanks, but then lost the rest of the unit before they got deployed. Building that tank unit. That's the light. It's a raise, but... Oh, it's not even going to let me raise it even if I'm doing it from SHQ troops. Got 3 of the 5 that could go in it. Don't know why it's being awkward with it. Yeah, not sure why it's being awkward, but we'll just have to roll with it. Okay, let's cycle the turn. We'll see how the situation worsens or improves. Can I buy metal at reasonable price? Reasonable, no. Yes, can buy, but okay, let's cycle the turn. See how the situation probably worsens in the short run. Yeah, this is going to be the last attempt to break into the pocket. We lost 600 infantry defending the pocket, only killed 100. That's bad combat ratio. Yeah, 3 units in the pocket. Okay, successful break into the pocket. We're not in a position where we can get the last one to move. Now the question here is, do we leave it behind? Expecting it to be destroyed. Because that probably is likely what's going to happen. Or do I try to keep the pocket open for a bit? Try to keep the pocket open for a bit. Commander's HQ, because you're the part of the second, and the second commander is not here. In fact, we can bring the second commander in to boost your command capacity. Bring it closer, at least. Boost your command capacity. Okay, mental situation's improving. Metal mine level 2 is complete. Again, I think we should just continue to upgrade it. Because of the desperation when it comes to the metal supply. Power consumption's because we have the tank opening fire. Yeah. Because it's the only thing that consumes that much power. So we still have the surplus power to maintain this, although we maybe are at the point where we probably should be contemplating building more solar panels.
Roger that.
Of course, that takes away from earth metals, which we don't actually have much of. Okay, we'll see if we can evacuate that guy. Either way, we're definitely pulling back on the next turn to try to tie in up the front. We can squelch the front down to 3 here. I hope they don't have the firepower to push through our troops piled up that dense. Let me push what we can. Reinforcement-wise, down to the pocket. Punishment-wise, we're actually short 2 armored cars. And 600-foot troops.
All clear, sir.
So we broke in, saved at least 1,800 soldiers. And the question is, do they do more breaks into our position before we withdraw? And also the question is, can we get those 400 out? No idea on that, 400. And we have the situation down here, which we don't know how that's going to evolve.
Order received.
Okay, we are at the point where we can ask for peace next turn, which we probably will do. Military Research Council. I'm thinking automated turrets.
Roger that.
This is one way to fortify various road positions. that doesn't deplete our manpower pool.
Order
We'll take
received.
people. And then organization-wise, running 50-50. I'm going to swing you a little harder
Roger that.
towards discovery.
Roger that.
Because I'm thinking I want to work towards middle soil filtration. I really don't need rocket engine. We'd rather have rocket tree and RPG for the 4 over here. And we roll the turn, see if we can keep the pocket open and hopefully not get another breakthrough, causing our troops to be encircled again. Because at this point, another breakthrough that would encircle our troops would actually encircle the motor vehicles, which we used to do the break-in. Although they're probably the units most resistant to being encircled because they can break out again. Assuming there's enough capacity for them to break out, that would be a shame if we lost all the armored vehicles. Okay, cycle the turn. Okay, so in a way, I'm not appreciating the casualties we're taking, but they didn't encircle us again. They just drove us back into our salient. We killed 300 infantry. However, in doing so, we lost 1,200 infantry and 90 armored vehicles. It says tanks. Almost all of those are going to be armored cars. And 6 decisions. Wait us. Diplomacy. Proposed peace, they will accept.
Order received.
Critical success, they're very happy and accepted peace. Peace is restored. So now we're not in full panic defense mode. Conservation of getting our troops out. Although we did take lots of damage. And it's definitely a situation where we want to pull... I'm not necessarily going to pull the HQs out, but we're going to pull the armored vehicles out because we need to use them elsewhere. Oh, actually, based on what I'm seeing here, we lost every last tank. A lot of the armored cars survived. That's possibly because our armored cars are actually more armored than our tanks were. The tanks were only 25mm, and we lost our Galactic Republic tank. Okay, while we've got this piece, I need to focus on trying to take more land, and then figure out how we can get our guys upgraded, so that such a severe scenario does hopefully not happen again. Although, we might not really have a choice when it comes to how it goes next time. Here we go. That one's dealt with. Deposit colonist here.
Order received.
Yeah, pulling the armored vehicles out. I should probably push the... Well, we got 3 commands down here. We probably want to push all the troops associated with those commands down here. Oh, there's another armored car we can pull out. So yeah, we lost all the tanks. Which is probably fine because the tanks are obsolete. Well, I say obsolete. The tanks don't have the side skirts that we got in the meantime. And they're about as designed as they're going to be. Maximum field design can go up to 130. They're at 123. Let's actually just go ahead and scrap these old ones. They're not ever going to get deployed to anywhere, and I probably not going to deploy them. Even if we did have a better situation going on. Okay. So we'll see how this improves. We'll try to keep them reasonably happy. We're not going to go war target with them again. At least until we get another round of troop upgrades. Because, yeah, getting encircled was not good. Not good at all. We've got the metal mine coming online. The next tier of that will come in a turn. We are getting enough metal that should just happen. No other problems. Militia commemorative pack, sure. Yep, that's probably fine. Interior Council, ask priorities. Yeah, focus on the resources and the interior policies. Scrap the statue or keep the statue. 1,800 credits is tempting, but 1 political power. I'm gonna go with the political power.
Received.
No more traders offering us ammunition, money for ammo. That works for us. Let's actually Bonner's Mark. Which regime is which in Bonner's Mark? Doctrinists, Crusaders, Humanists. So the old merit. Your heart, you're probably actually the one that's most likely to want to be friends. Although you're the one currently in control, so if that's the case, then you're still blackmailing me. There, or the other major they touch. Government heart. Yeah, it looks like what the government is the training doctrinist. So yeah, it probably does still want to be supporting these guys. Because it's one of the two extremes here. This is the one that's going to want to punch my face in. Tell which one is the one that is full hostility there. So yeah, let's just keep buffing the one we have been. They haven't won the election, so... Hell, we don't even know if they're having elections at this point. Out of fate point. We got 4 right now. Nothing that I want to spend it on, right? Scrap mode. I don't actually have any scrap yet, though we're about to get something, because I'm going to go ahead and scrap radiation leak. Send the diplomats.
Order received.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I want to agree to with these guys. Although, getting them to join us is another 100 colonists in turn, and presumably some troops. Although, maybe not the best troops in the world. Oh, and we're not really desperate for you to be on the road anymore. Because what I was going to do is going to push them down. I might still push them down here later, but... Actually, you're independent. We might pull you. We'll see.
We're under fire. Requesting backup.
Okay. Then let's go ahead and cycle the turn. Let's see how the situation evolves now that we're at peace. Okay, we killed 10 tanks, lost 100 infantry, but otherwise it was a pretty stable round. We have 3 decisions waiting us around 117. And a Corp Discovery will definitely play. Press my blessing, sure.
Affirmative.
We could ask them to join us. And we're being blackmailed. We'll hit yes to raise their opinion of us, because we don't want to go right back to war. And yeah, I'm gonna take the risk. We're gonna press this button.
Order received.
Organize a great festival, parades, and games. The aliens were impressed with the festivities. We rolled 180 versus difficulty 121. We've managed to convince them. Hooray. Okay, so that provides us with these troops. That provides us with that territory that we now gotta figure out how we're defending. And that's the reason we didn't do that earlier, is because we could very easily get in a situation where we've got a big front we have to defend and not enough troops to defend it. And arguably, we definitely don't have enough troops to defend it, but that's an argument. Which is the one with the... You're the one with the... That fuck up. Oh, and that was in the alien territory, so I can't expand that right for the moment. Okay. Next turn, this will officially be our territory. It'll get merged into one of the previous zones. It'll give us a bit better ability to build roads in here. Folk Mine is going to be nice with another 100 colonists coming in a turn. Of course their stability went, their approval went down. Their box. They managed to provoke us for -20, because of course they did. Okay. Using our industry to extend the roads in places where it makes sense to extend it. Second lights can pull you back. Most of these are independents. Then we'll pull you off, send you down to the front line where we can actually have you doing your job. Commanding actual units, or being commanded by an actual commander. Push you up there. Yeah, we have actual metal coming in again, which is good. Even though I think we're still. Oh, we finished that one. We probably do want to just immediately go into one last upgrade, get it all the way up to the max that we can.
Affirmative.
Just another 4 machine, another 2 machines.
Roger that.
Order received.
At some point we'll have to organize this into a proper position where we've actually got the properly segmented into their types. 14th light. Okay, so you're part of the 3rd. You're part of the 3rd. You're part of the 1st. Yeah, we got our guys all over in weird places. So I suppose at this point it's a bit par for the course. Yeah, let's go one turn, see how things evolve. How's the... Oh, the admin strain's getting a bit high. This stuff is now... Oh, that one's already... that territory. This is level 2 stuff, right? Yeah, okay. We're gonna risk breaking it. And not traffic zone borders. By merging those into the other zone. That way that's not debuffing our main producing zone, and instead starts debuffing this zone. Which we've already sent to Kingdom Come and Back from an admin strain standpoint. So, yeah. The solution at some point will be to turn this into a city, probably. Though probably, hopefully not a very big one. Oh, granted, it's level 2 truck station, so it would have to be a decently sized one. Well, it doesn't have to be, because the truck stations don't care about the zone level, but... Okay, I think that's where we are for this turn. We do want to continue to private invest in the zone.
Roger that.
In hindsight, I should put the workers in as, or put the colonists in as workers and not population. Like the discovery.
Roger that.
Sanitation program. So that's applied research. That's applied research. Probably not the one we really want. Improve health. This is just a this is like the automation, but to health. Most of our zones we've got, well, we've only got 2 zones, right? So one zone has too much, and the other one doesn't have enough. And improving it in the zone, well, actually, no, both of them basically have enough. So we just don't care. So that was a bit of a meh. That's kind of in the corporation. This entire game has been a bit of a meh. Okay, let's cycle that turn before I keep yammering on. So we've got a piece. We have no idea if the piece is going to hold. In fact, if they rolled in -20 already, they could roll another -20 and go right back to war, so... Getting attacked by the non-line, but we're holding up decently well. We killed 500, I think it was 500 beavers for 100 infantry lost. We have 1 decision on round 118. And I got so tied up and everything else, I forgot about the beat. Granted, we didn't really have the medal until, like, last turn.
All clear, sir. We're taking fire. Requesting backup.
So what's the opinion of these guys? 31, so they didn't get worse. It's good to see. Altered by slaves, you by the slaves. Nearly 60 for that. We need to have diplomatic contact. Okay. Got peace, but don't have contact apparently. Open contact. Guaranteed for the succeed. In fact, a critical success. Just their opinion. Okay. Private investment, once again, in that zone.
Roger that.
Okay, we probably have... Yeah, we have a worker shortfall because we did the transfer over there. Put 2 new assets in there, but now workers to support it. Which means I should have put those put that population that of colonists in as workers, but it'll be fine. It'll hire back up to proper size in 2 turns. Oh no, I haven't put them in yet. Okay, so we can put them in as workers.
Order
500
received.
workers, please. That'll help a little bit. That'll get us functioning sooner. Running a power deficit. I don't have the rare earth metals right now to build up the solar power plant. is probably what we want to do. Although I do have a decent amount of... Why is oil not an option? Oil power plant not an option. Not the one we didn't research that yet. We have not researched that yet. Okay. There's stuff we can turn the power down on if we actually start seriously having power problems.
We're under fire. Requesting backup.
Oh, we acquired 4 Galactic Republic infantry. These guys are independents. Actually send the independents back out to do proper picket duty. So you are the third. Do we have the full third down here? No, we got the first down here. '18th Light Infantry. Wait. Oh no, you're from the third, so we want to push one way. Oh, no, you're one of the first. You're a light infantry battalion, not a independent. Like that one. Why am I seeing commander of the 1st Supreme HQ? Part of a multi-HQ? Okay, so you should be attached to something. It might just be there. You're attached to something. What are you attached to? First, third, second. We're missing a full brigade. Okay. Oh, we're missing the HQ. We're missing the whole HQ for that, for the 20th. Okay. The 4th HQ is missing. Like, why are you commanded by the 4th? You're commanded for the SHQ. The answer is because the whole command is destroyed. That would do it. So now you're going to have the right color. Yeah. Now you have the right color. So you're a member of the 3rd. You're a member of the 1st. You're a member of the 2nd. You remember the 2nd. So let's try to get you down there. We got you on the road. Maybe push you over here because you could potentially be useful dealing with that. Let's deal with you for a moment. You're spent. I'm on move, right? Yeah. Apparently I moved a bunch of units already. attack that, but we don't know who we're attacking into, and that's usually not a good thing to do. I'm attacking completely blindly. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so we've done some reorganization down here. Actually, I can redeploy you. And we'll get a request for the commander for that unit. And obviously missing a bunch of the first, missing most of the third. They're somewhere. They're not destroyed at least. I don't have any. Oh no, I have a missing unit. We'll reform with units because we've got the metal for it right now. That is that's the missing member of the 4th. Not surprising, because that's the one that had the break-in against. Basically got destroyed for it. Got the HQ destroyed at least. Okay, so we're upgrading that mine. Got the machine parts. Oh, and I'm going to upgrade the solar. I'm going to have to upgrade the machine parts. We're going to have to make some machine parts for that as well. We can see they're building a dome farm. That's good. And that barely reduced their funds, so they're good to keep building. Okay. Have we done a deal with these guys? Yeah, we already did. Okay. Okay, well, let's go ahead and cycle the turn. This is probably going to be the last turn of this, last end turn for this part. We're still in the first place. We are leading in population, though only by about 2% over the number 2. Because we added the Xeno region to our territory, we gained a bunch of planet, securing our position in first, because we were probably on the edge of losing that first podium spot. And yeah, the person we were at war with, we still outnumber by 3 to 1, population-wise. It's just that our troops weren't performing as we would desire. So we're going to try to reorganize them and actually get them properly commanded, see if that does a better job. We may also at some point tell the model designer to give another pass at infantry, see if we can get some better infantry. Maximum field testing 150, and they're currently on 142. So they're not going to take particularly long to field test to get them better. We may also try mixing some machine guns into them. I think you start with the machine gun variant. Yeah, so we can do the machine gun variant, pull a bunch of manpower back, put a bunch of machine guns in these things to give them a little bit more defensive staying power. They'll lose offensive staying power in exchange for that, but that's probably what we want. So yeah, let's end the turn. This is also going to be, on the turn I can say this was we're cycling the turn here. There'll probably be another part up tomorrow if you're watching on YouTube. We're going to try to record 2 more parts tonight. We'll see how that goes. And maybe we'll record more than 2 parts. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how I'm feeling at the end of the 4 parts. So if you're watching on YouTube, that'll probably be part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. This is going to be a longer break than normal because I'm going to go make a new cup of tea because the half cup of tea I have in front of me is about to disappear. The front down there, nothing crazy should be happening because we're not at war with them anymore. That probably isn't gonna stay that way. So we need to prepare to hold that line, as hard as that may sound. And then obviously we're still dealing with non-aligned people. We killed 600 infantry of non-aligned, although that was probably like 600 animals. And we'll be picking up next time in the bottom of round 119 with 3 decisions. So until then, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.